Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Aether Iron. We are still on the sort of pilgrim's path sort of thing. We're in Annie's walk. We've got to try and impress what seems to be a fairly corrupt priest. By kind of looking around, we're going to interact with stuff. It says you can spend money or investigate. I'm going to investigate. I don't particularly want to flash money around the place, to be honest. Let's have a look.
From the humblest beginnings in her parents' clinic, Annie learned to serve the misfortunate. Whether you were poor, Aether, or sick from the wasting, you were worthy of compassion. When she returned years later, she made sure the clinic continued to operate to that purpose.
Looks like they got a bunch of pamphlets to serve the misfortunate.
Might be too late for me to live an upright life, but I'm still curious. The instructions are a mix of well-meaning advice mixed with scathing judgment. Beware those that come in sheep's clothing. Has your neighbor offered you an innocent drink? Perhaps fine clothing that would consume your honest paycheck. Shun such evil.
Not allowed any fine clothes? Wonder why no one has said anything to me. This here is genuine leather.
I go to laugh, but the curious face on the boy as he runs his fingers over his faux leather jacket sews my mouth shut tighter than the stitching on the poor kid's shoulder seams. The Museum of Vice and Debauchery. Former brothel. Apparently had quite the clientele.
Every man is vulnerable? Aw, come off it. Who wants to pay money to see some lady dance?
It's not just... Never mind. You'll learn when you're old.
Out of my way!
I step to the side, letting the well-dressed uppers man pass. He's accompanied by a half-dozen other pilgrims, each of them carrying an unusual amount of luggage for a day trip. I can only guess at the contents as the group walks into the museum.
Now this looks like something.
I'm sorry. There is a private group currently touring. The museum is fully booked.
So, pilgrims aren't allowed inside?
You'd need to make a sizable donation. The museum is very historical, you know, and it needs expensive maintenance. All the vices within have been immaculately preserved.
I bet there's still stuff going on in there.
About those private tours.
I'm sorry. Those tours are reserved for our most long-standing, well-respected members.
The official gives me a once-over, lingering on a billfold I failed to fully conceal in my pocket.
But of course, we do not wish to discourage new members from engaging in the most virtuous acts of Christian charity. $30 isn't that bad. I've got $1,000. All right, I'll pay 30.
I have a donation to provide. My significant contribution to Christian charity.
Yes. You will need to wait for the current group to finish, and we'll need to do a brief sweep to make sure that everything is in the right place.
We wait around a while. Finally, the group before us exits, their bags and cases all appearing considerably lighter.
Is it a speakeasy or is it like
Benny
still
and I are allowed inside.
like a lap dancing club?
The former brothel is like a seductive lace dress, cut at the hip to reveal enough to keep a John interested. The new tenants have done little to replace that feeling, but add placards warning against temptation. The illusion of morality wears off when we reach the back parlor.
Yeah,
A hurried
speakeasy.
spritz of soap isn't enough to cover up the heavy smell of freshly poured whiskey in the air. Someone's cracked into the vice, and recently.
Looks like we got ourselves backdoor dealings on sacred grounds. Wonder what the public would think of that.
Quite true, Benny. Quite true. Hey, what we got? Oh, that's the same thing. Talk to Ida.
Oh, hey! Thank you for helping out at the gate earlier. I don't think I could have taken another rejection. My parents couldn't have taken another rejection. If there's anything I can do to repay you...
I know how. Benny Castellano, reporter for the Midtown Crier. We'd like an interview. What's your name, miss? Can you comment on the hullabaloo at the gate earlier?
My name is Ida. Just Ida. As for the hullabaloo, I was angry before. I shouldn't have been. Not with Pastor Zachary.
He wasn't going to let you in. Only you. You had every right to be angry.
It won't look that way. It's twice I didn't bring enough. I look like a careless bumpkin getting angry because I didn't check the prices before coming all this way.
Slow your roll, Miss Ida. Any Joe with eyes could see what was going on. You've been wronged.
I don't know. Maybe I just don't belong here.
It was like being clued in on an inside joke that everyone knew but us. Suddenly the glances, the empty space around Ida, the straight-laced backs, they all make sense.
I had a life in one of the vice districts. Maybe not much of one, but I made do. But when Annie spoke, it was like I'd been given a chance at a fresh start.
I mean, we might as well try, but we need to roll an 11 on the die.
So you, were
A thief or something?
Well, you see, I used to be a criminal princess who ran an underground trafficking ring of river stones from New York to Toronto, until I fell in love with a foreign prince and changed my ways.
Uh-huh. Lots of underground landscaping rackets out there.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Even after all this, you still think pretty highly of Annie.
I do. Oh, I'm not starry-eyed, like some who believe she's a walking miracle. But she's still an inspiration. She's done so much good.
Inspiration, huh? She seems a little intense, if you ask me.
I thought so too until I saw her work. When she pulls out her axe, you know she's doing it to make things right for those who can't.
What made you come back here a second time after being turned away? Most would have given up after the first go.
I had to. I mean, I wanted to first, but after being turned away last time, people were starting to talk. Mom and Pop couldn't go out anymore without some comment being made.
So, this was just some performance? Something to keep the bucketheads away?
No, not at all. I wanted to come here since it was built. I owe Annie everything. But if I'd been turned away a second time, what would that say about me?
Thanks for your time. Think that's plenty to work with.
Yep. We should come up with a story. Why we were talking to Ida. There's an official over there looks real interested. And Zachary's bound to clam up if they think we're digging for dirt.
What are you planning to do? I hope you're not going to hurt anyone.
We're just making sure Zachary can't hurt people. People like you. We just need to find a way to gain Zachary's trust.
Well, I think I could help in that case. I still have a few acting skills left over from the old days. I know I'm not much liked around here, so all you really need to do is make sure you agree.
Ida fills us in on her plan. We practice lines for a few minutes. She gives me a nod as an official wanders behind me, and I raise my voice in scandalized horror. You were what? And you came here? With all of us good people? I thought you were merely some woman down on her luck. Not a...
Look, I know I'm unworthy to be here. But I'm blessed to get a chance to reflect on my sins thanks to the good graces of Zachary Parish.
Excuse me, may I steal a moment of your time?
Pastor Zachary has noticed the two of you hard at work to gather information for your article. He requests that you meet with him so that he might help contribute.
Thanks. We'll go see him. Pastor Zachary perches atop the deck hanging from the second floor of the old Baron's mansion, his talons rooted firmly in the wood. He'll see us coming the moment we head in his direction.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to keep looking around at the other stuff before we head on up.
Follow Annie's humble beginnings, up through becoming protector of the people. Uh-huh. If the money from this place filters upward, she's the protector of her pocketbook, same as any baron. A large axe buried in the wooden gate. It hangs like a splinter from a crusty wound, a dramatic memory of Annie's victory over the island's previous baron.
You know, if there's one real thing here, it's that axe. Annie really knows how to leave a mark.
Her name was built on a single swing. That axe is a symbol to keep everyone in check. It's the end of the line, and for most pilgrims, that means the end of a consequential journey. Many make offerings to keep Annie's goals moving forward. There's a lot of glimmer in that box, if I can get to it.
Shame I don't have Benny on board, but let's try it. It's not terrible. It's not enough, though.
I pull a wad from my billfold and pretend that I'm adding.
Yeah.
A donation box. Seems like everything and everyone.
We don't need to add to that, seeing as we've already got an appointment with the man.
A well-stocked nursery, filled with flowers and bushes that haven't graced the lowers in decades. The plaque says that it represents the fruits of Annie's efforts to save the people of her parents' mission.
Hello? Would you like to buy a seedling? Take home a piece of Annie's walk and have it grow alongside you.
I glance at a price tag. Plants like these are a luxury, but the price tags on display would make a baron spit their brandy. Awful expensive for a seedling, isn't it?
Oh, but these aren't just any seedlings. Annie grew them herself in her garden with her own hands.
So, these seedlings on the shelf, does Annie grow these all herself?
Yes, of course. This flower is exclusively grown in Gethsemane itself. You can tell by the leaves.
Let it go. I mean, whatever. Let's see what he's going to
Let's
shop.
see what you...
God's blessings upon you.
Okay. Funnily enough, they're not seedlings. So what do we have? We've got a repulsor wave. Which damages vehicles in an area and knocks them back. This is an undercarriage weapon. Actually, I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Let's sell the contraband. I can sell the improved pistol and the sticky bomber. Right. So let's see. So I definitely would like that, I think. Might be worth getting a large storage compartment for Luca's truck at some point. But we'll see how we go on. What's the difference? Stats are the same. Weird. Well, this... Ooh, hang on. Right, so how does that compare? I don't know if I can compare what Cress is using at this moment in time, because she's not around. Is that better or worse than what she's got? Sure. Suppressor, what does this do? Reduces damage. Oh. Aether Absorber. Yeah, I mean, we haven't come across a lot of enemies doing Aether damage, is the thing. Boost. AP1. Oh, why can't I compare what we're using? It could be good. Oh, it's an auxiliary part. Does that mean it's not car part? Maybe so. Alright, well, I'd like that. I think that could be a cool one. What would that replace? Maybe the flamethrower? Three AP, 2 damage. Okay, let's get that. I'm gonna get the big storage thing as well. I know it's more money. I'm not quite sure why it's more money, but maybe there's a good reason. We're getting quite a lot of big contraband now, so I'd like to be able to, store that. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that, I think. Sell a heat-proof shielding. Just the stuff that gives you basic health is, I think, maybe better. Same goes for this, really. Okay. Let's leave it there.
Bless your heart.
The Museum of Vice and Debauchery. Say, do you think this is what's left of Madame Sultry's place? The boys back at the Crier talk about it like it was a legend.
Like decorating a pit of vipers with roses, someone thought it cute to give the notoriously violent brothel a new paint job. And say what you will about Annie, she made this corner of the city better when she shut this place down.
So, can we go and talk to Zachary?
I just had a real doozy of an idea. If Zachary's meeting you up there, there'll be no one inside to stop an intrepid reporter from looking around for evidence.
The preacher's expecting us. Can't leave him hanging.
Sure we can. It'll just be a quick look around. Besides, if I get caught, the scared, lost kid routine works most times. At least half the time.
Look, Benny, we can't miss the chance to question him. If we keep him waiting, he's going to get nervous. You want to look for evidence? Get looking. I'll go up and talk.
Aw, I had a big list of hard-hitting questions. But fine. You better keep him busy while I find the real scoop. I don't think you can keep him distracted forever, though. What should I focus on first?
Yes, I want to know more about the attacks, I think.
Nation's crusade is supposed to protect the weak. Someone knew the Blacktails were coming and left us to fend for ourselves. There's gotta be more to that story we're not seeing.
Yeah, I can picture the headline already. Seditious shepherds lead lambs to loss.
Sure, keep workshopping it and I'll find you later.
I wend my way up the staircase to a second-floor deck. Zachary shakes my hand, his palm rough and sharp like scales tapering to talons.
Such a pleasure to meet you. They call me Pastor Zachary, but you can just call me Zachary. Where's your little friend?
Gia Rendazzo. The kid got restless and needed to work out his extra energy. You know how they are.
Well, I can't say I could hold still much at his age. Come in, sit.
I sit in a chair across from the pastor. Despite the pleasantries, his eyes dart over me like a raptor eyeing a family of rabbits along the plains.
You and your compatriot are reporters, yes. How do you like what you've seen today?
It's impressive. Gives me a new appreciation of Annie and Nation's crusade.
Good. Our crusade has been attracting attention lately, and we want to let the world know who we are. If you want to know more about Annie's walk, who better to talk to than the man in charge?
Can't argue with that. Our readers want details they can't get anywhere else. The more exclusive, the better.
Ask away. You'll find me an open book.
I'm sure.
I doubt it. He's only going to take my grilling for so long. I better choose my questions carefully if I want to pin him down.
I don't necessarily want to ask him about the attack straight up. Well, okay.
You hear about the ferry attack? The Blacktails said they were there on contract.
Yes, a tragedy. The problem with being a beacon of goodness is that you attract those with evil in their hearts. Jealous barons and raiders have been a growing problem, but we do our best to protect our flock.
Can't say I noticed. Sure, your officials tried to keep everyone calm, but I didn't see any armed guards. Nobody fought when the Blacktails opened fire.
I'm quite sorry to hear that, but we can't plan for every possibility. Occasionally, an unexpected tragedy occurs. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive our failings.
Unexpected? Your staff didn't seem very surprised by the Blacktails.
Are you saying Annie's walk planned the bombing of our own people, Miss Randazzo?
No, but the Blacktails seemed to know we'd be unguarded, and referred to us as sacrificial lambs. How did they know?
Blacktails are mercenaries sent by a jealous baron. They want nothing more than to shake our faith. They'd say anything to do so, so don't put that in your article.
The pilgrimage seems like it needs a lot of upkeep. We got asked for donations both on entry to the ferry, on entry to the site, and then just about everywhere else once we were inside.
I am unashamed to admit we are but humble beggars. It costs a great deal to preserve this historical site and take care of our pilgrims.
The Vice Museum. Outside's free, inside is private tours only.
Ah, yes, that is regrettable. But preservation demands that we limit the number of visitors. Besides, we must protect the artifacts inside against those who see opportunity, rather than a warning.
I walked through earlier. Happened to clock the distinct smell of freshly poured booze. Someone didn't manage to hide the evidence before I walked in.
Thank you. We'll look into it. Break-ins do occur on occasion. We can't stop everyone.
I doubt it. I saw everyone going in and out, and there was nobody there but private tour groups.
I'm sorry, miss, but there must be a misunderstanding. It happens to the best of us once in a while. Why, I once thought I heard Annie curse. Can you imagine?
Lots of out-of-towners taking the pilgrimage. I'm guessing a third or more from outside nations' crusade?
Oh, it was a pleasant surprise to me as well. You see, back when this all started, it was just only our people making the journey. Annie's faithful, who wanted to feel closer to her. But what we gave to this dark city is hope. And hope, Gia, does not stay within borders. We inspire so many to live better lives, to rise up. We cannot close our gates to anyone who seeks Christ.
Does anyone include Ida?
You seem to be willfully misunderstanding that situation. Ida would have been welcomed without qualms if she'd followed the rules and brought the proper entry fee.
Ida seems to believe in Annie and the message of Nation's Crusade. The type of person you should want if you're looking to spread that message.
Some live a life of sin and vice, and then believe the grace is simply handed to them, while the rest of us are faithful our entire lives. That woman believes she is owed a place here. She is not.
I opened my mouth to ask another question, but Zachary cuts me off.
I believe we are out of time for questions.
Pastor Zachary looks ready to fly, awareness creeping into his eyes that I have him cornered. He knows I didn't come here looking for a friendly chat.
You came a long way from home, didn't you? For information? Or something more sinister?
The only sinister thing around here is the leadership, so far as I can tell. Seems like time for a change.
Miss Randazzo, who do you think my people will believe if I begin shouting for help? We may be friendly here, but Annie's axe is a reminder that we... What's that noise?
Both of us look down at the plaza below. Benny stands on a soapbox, his voice carrying over the crowd as he flashes sheets of papers at passers-by like he's holding the latest issue of the Crier.
Midtown Crier breaking news. Annie's walk pilgrimage ignores cries for help. Midtown Crier's top reporter just acquired papers from the office of Zachary Parrish. Parrish received reports of Blacktail's raids and ignored dire warnings. Pushback from staff met with dismissal and orders to work around it. Priority given to the fat cats and their wallets. Exclusive scoop headlining our next paper.
It feels like winter's come early to Annie's walk. Countless eyes slowly turn to acknowledge Zachary, perched on the deck for all to see.
I don't... What are you... Call off your brat.
Won't make a difference now. Words out. Good luck, Pastor. I casually descend the stairs, slipping by the confused and stricken pilgrims staring up the hill. Benny grins and joins me as we step back onto the ferry.
Oh. Hey, we're leveled. Lowers local saves the day again. A daily cry. Very nice. Alright, okay, well we're probably gonna leave, but let's just level up before we do so. So I think strategist is where I was going with Geo, wasn't it? So let's add another point to that. Luca. Now, do I do another one in Daredevil? It could be worthwhile. I wonder if getting him a free jump might be worthwhile, like to sort of better position himself for ramming. I'm not sure. Not sure. Maybe putting a couple of points into Grease Monkey would be good, because then he'd, you know, have the ability to do a big heal on himself. Another point in Daredevil. I think we're only going to get a couple more points, judging on the basis of where we are in the game. So I think maybe guaranteeing we can get Aether transfer would be good. And then we'll see what we do if we get any more after that. Oh, and there's Cress, obviously. You going on, Gumshoe? Alright, well, let's head out. What have we unlocked? Just Danny's Walk, is it? Or is there other stuff? Obviously was a shop there, but like a garage or something up here, but doesn't really seem to be anywhere like that. We're going to head down though. I want to go home, literally. We need to fix Cress up. Oh, hello.
I run into a standoff between a protest group and bucketheads. The former pilgrims have blocked off the street while a painter airbrushes a secular mural on the side of a nearby building. While I can't say it's a victimless crime, it's hardly the sort of thing that would concern a baron of the lowers, if that baron were anybody but Annie. Civil unrest means our strategy's working, but I'm trying to continue working behind the curtain. It wouldn't be a good time to get pinched by the authorities. I'll have to handle this delicately.
Well, we'll take the 91, shall we? Yep.
I pull up to the rear of the buckethead cordon and roll down my window. The one in charge sidles up to my car and leans down to talk.
Move along, Pilgrim. We've got our hands full here, and we'd hate for a bystander to get hurt if things escalate.
Listen to me. You're both being played. Someone's instigating this protest as a distraction while they move in a barge full of contraband. The buckethead furrows his brow, looking skeptical.
How can you be sure?
Because it's what I do. Look, I'm just a pilgrim now, but before I came to Nation's Crusade, I was a smuggler. If I were you, I'd fan out and check all the alleys and side streets. The buckethead nods, motioning to his compatriots. They pile back into their chase cars and fan out, leaving the road ahead free for me to continue my journey.
I was going to say, it's a long journey. I'll be surprised if we didn't
I'm rolling
hit someone
slowly
else.
through a stop sign when the world seems to shiver. The Aether road suddenly lifts, colliding with my front right fender, and in my peripheral vision, I watch a rotted house bend at the waist. I am a marionette to some immense force, the strings pulling on my entire body at once. What the? In the sky, I see the well pulse. In a flash, the colors grow more vivid, while the outline expands against the blue sky. A forgotten island near the rift cracks like an egg, drifting into the well's depths to vanish. I need to get back to the hole, and now. Nellie needs to hear about this. There's no time to lose.
Okay, I mean, that's where I wanted to go, so... Crew rejoined. Okay, so let's repair Cress's car. Nellie's there. I want to swap around the vehicles a little bit. Hoist. Actually, I need to put Cress back as the first one to act. Okay. Let's have a look at Luca's truck. Yeah, so it's quite a lot of weight to add. it was Chris's car, I was going to add the undercarriage thing to instead of the flamethrower. Let's add the repulsor wave. Costs more, less damage, but it's a bigger AoE. We'll see how that looks. What else did I buy? Oh, I want to upgrade Gia's pistol as well, because I've got a new one now. Yeah, so it is cheaper. It does the same damage, but it's cheaper to use. I'm gonna have to look into the storage because I can't remember what else I just picked up. Ah, yeah, the other one was an alternative to... it was an upgraded version of this, wasn't it? I think it was 1 extra heal for that 5 AP, but I'm not using that anyway. Luca... I'll put that on at this time. I guess hang on to that. I don't know who's using that. Gia, Luke. This is Luca. Yeah, it's the... I think the RAM repulsors make that worthwhile. So the jump. Do I sell the flamethrower? I mean, probably. Oh, it has I put this on here. If I replace this one, small concealed, with large concealed, that's actually the right weight. So now we can put big secret stuff in our car. Yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah. Any contraband goes in Chris's car. That's cool. Alright, let's head back to the hole. I'd like to go to the shop. She may have renewed her offering.
There you are.
I know I could click on her directly. I just kind of wanted to see if she had any conversation options as well. So, Chris is using that. Gia's got a better one. As does Luca. Oh, I could give Cress the improved one as well. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Don't necessarily want to go too crazy, but I think that would be good.
See if anything catches your eye. Happy hunting.
Let's go fit that. And then we can give Benny a car, because I'll have a spare engine. Ah, shit, it's overweight. Same thing. Just have left a bit less health. Isn't ideal. We can live with it. So let's get the circus up and running then. Let's give it the turbo engine. And stash jumpers. I could give it some stuff, like the area heal. some of this now. With the flamethrower. There we go. It's not great. It's alright. We'll give it to Benny. So, okay, let's swap out Cress. No, that's not right. Swap out Cress for Benny. And Benny, you're going to be driving the circus. Now the question is, do I want to take Benny on the rest of these investigations? I think maybe I do. Like, his car is definitely functional. We'll level him up as well. So we're kind of all in on his Smooth Talker and Phantom. Yeah, maybe put him in Dodger. There we go. I don't necessarily... Do I want him to go first? Maybe just... Maybe before Luca. Because then he can make someone vulnerable to collision. Alright, this is just temporary while kind of doing this investigation in his area. Well, I think we go and check on Nelly then.
Calm down, Eleanor. What do I always say?
A panicked researcher finds only the worst outcomes. But I need to do something, Professor. Would you wait and see if a hurricane were about to break all your windows?
Nellie turns to me as I approach, her face a twitching mess of conflicting emotions. Alistair maintains a detached air, his face unreadable.
It's the well. Daisy picked up a spike in etheric activity. It's escalating, Gia. Really, really fast.
Yeah, I know. I just watched it tear apart an island. I came here to tell you.
I have an idea. But with how fast it's growing, the room for error is high. Don't you see, Professor? This is exactly why I have to do something.
Nation's Crusade has a gravity shield. The islands should be fine, right?
The towers won't hold forever. As the gravitational pull of the well increases, they're getting less effective. And once the pull is strong enough, they'll tear the barony apart.
Even once you've accepted a terrible reality as it is, sometimes it's hard to believe. The well's been a static, if terrifying, part of the lowers for as long as I can remember. And that's about to change. How long until that happens?
Soon.
I've never seen the two of you argue like this. Maybe you need some air.
We weren't arguing. I was just explaining my point to the professor.
It was merely a disagreement, Gia. We're academics. Our field is based on spirited discussion. As Eleanor hasn't started swinging fists at me, we're still in the realm of civility.
Professor Gardner, this is no time to joke.
I'll take this seriously when you do, my dear.
Something? What exactly is this something you need to do?
The well's growing fast. Annie still won't negotiate. So, maybe it's time to act.
We're doing everything we can. Annie will have to come to the table soon.
Gia, Daisy is already mounted onto the truck. We don't need to worry about Annie. We can go right now and activate her in range. It will just have to be a little closer than I had planned.
Nellie, we talked about this. One wrong move at the well and you'll be torn apart before you get a chance to blink. You've seen what it can do to an island. And you're no island.
I agree. But if Eleanor's heart is set on this, the least we can do is ensure she is adequately supported. I know Daisy, and I can drive better than most in Olympus Park. I'll make sure she comes back safely.
Thank you, Professor. Let's go.
Wait a damn minute. Nellie, you run off half-cocked and you're going to wind up vaporized. I can't let you do this when we're so close with Annie. Nellie's face is a hot iron, glowing red from the coals of her fears and desperation colliding. A deep breath cools the fires before she speaks.
You're right. We're not ready. I'll try to think of another plan.
Now, hold on. Eleanor is right to be concerned. The well is a phenomenon poorly understood, and she may not have enough information for a reliable predictive model. Thus, I believe she may be right. If we neglect to act now, it may be too late to act later.
Professor, I admit I don't know all the science involved in what Nellie's doing. But I know danger, and Nellie knows to trust me when lives are on the line. A vein in his temple beats a steady rhythm in the quiet lab, though his face keeps an affable calm.
I am sure that Eleanor can make her own choices. If she says she's ready, then she's ready. Come along, my dear. Let's prepare the truck.
No. Gia is right. We need more time.
His jaw moves through several less than academic epithets before returning to neutral.
Very well.
All right. So we're clear? We stick to the plan. I keep helping the underground to force Annie to the table, and you keep an eye on the well while you work on improving Daisy.
Agreed. I've been panicking in part because, well, I'm behind schedule on a number of features. Maybe this is the push I needed.
Which features are you behind on?
Well, the first several tests came very close to explosive decompression, but I think I have that solved. The biggest problem now that that's solved is shielding to protect us from radiant efflux while the machine is running. It's going to take some time to solve, between design and production.
I'm going to get ready for the next mission. It might be the last before Annie comes around.
Be careful out there, Gia.
Ooh, more XP. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go back up to the zone we're currently investigating then. I just want to pop into the root cellar. I'm wondering if I can get Benny's morale up so that... oh, this Cress's secret storage thing. I'm not that bothered about that, but if we can improve Benny's morale maybe at the root cellar, I think that'd be worth doing. Here he is.
There's a heavy feeling in the air tonight. Benny sits at a table with a hangdog impression, an open root beer on the table in front of him. He barely acknowledges me as I sit. Hi there, kid. What's with the basset hound impression? Someone break your pencil?
Oh, hi, Gia. I got a problem, see? There's this girl. I think she's real swell.
Nellie, right?
How did you know?
Magic smuggler powers? Come on, it's obvious. She's cute, she's smart, and she's the only one here not old enough to be your mother. What's not to like?
I just don't know what to do. Should I ask her out? Or maybe get her a little gift? Or just forget about it? I mean, she's class. And I'm just... me.
I hate to dampen your burgeoning thoughts of romance, young man, but Eleanor is quite absorbed with her research. I doubt she would have time to deal with your infatuation.
I'm about to fire back at Alistair for his unasked-for opinion, but Benny's excited exclamations have attracted the attention of some of our mutual associates. Apparently they have their own thoughts to share. This should be good.
Hey kid, you want to get a girl's attention? 3 things. Be aloof, do something great in front of her, and as soon as she's interested, disappear. You leave her hungry for more, she'll be chasing you before you know it.
Sweetie, darling, you want the secret to romance? 3 notes. Do, re, mi. Flowers. As big a bouquet as you can manage. Show her she's special. And make sure she knows you've pulled out all the stops.
Benny is wilting under the merciless deluge of well-meaning romantic guidance. I put a hand on his arm and lean in to give him some big sister counsel.
Apollo.
You know, buddy, you could do a lot worse than taking Apollo's advice. I mean, that guy has starlets on his arm and 1 million publicity photos. He must be doing something right.
Really?
Sure, why not? It's good advice. Make her chase you.
I guess. I don't know. It doesn't feel quite honest. Thanks, I guess.
Benny pulls on his jacket, murmuring to
Oh
himself.
no, I upset him.
Maybe he's figuring out what he can do to impress Nellie the next time they cross paths. I wonder how Nellie will react.
Gotta speak to him again. Let's try and
Do
cheer
you
him up.
remember all three? Diana had several decoys on display with no real value.
That set of crystal glasses, that clock with the doohickeys all over it, and that set of earrings in the case?
Oh, so close. The diamonds in those earrings are paste. They just look like diamonds. The third one was the antique rifle near the door. Notice the silver inlays? Not great shooters, but valuable.
Aw, nerds. Why are we doing this again?
Even if you're not looking to become a thief, it's important to improve your observational skills. You've got good instincts, but you need to know how to size up a situation. Casing a joint is good training.
Okay, I get the point. As long as I don't have to learn how to use 5 different forks at dinner.
Funny you should mention that, boy. We're late for our fitting.
Our what now?
We need to dress you up a bit if I'm going to be seen with you at L'Aiglon. Make no mistake, Benny. Chasing a story might take you into some strange places. You might rub elbows with Rothschilds or Rockefellers.
Aw, jeez.
Okay.
What's the word?
So, how'd things go with Nellie?
I thought about what you and Apollo said. It sounded hinky to me, but I gave it a go. And, I don't know. Maybe it works better when you're a celeb.
What happened?
She said I should brush up on things before I try courting someone.
Great, well
If you hear something juicy, let me know.
we've depressed Benny, so that's awesome. What if we talk to
Yes?
Nellie?
Had a feeling the sit down with Annie wouldn't go smoothly. Just didn't think it'd take a sharp turn sideways.
I don't understand. She's seen the well. She must know what'll happen if left unchecked. Why wouldn't she want it fixed? Surely that would impress her followers more than some stage showmanship.
Hell if I know. Maybe she bought into the lie herself. Or maybe she's more conniving than we thought. Either way, I doubt she'll bend unless we make her.
I hope she does. All those people are on the edge of the well. If the well breaks through those towers... Oh, it'll be really bad, Gia. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
There you are. So... Cress sits near the radio, staring dead-eyed off into some corner of the bar, listening intently to the voice desperately escaping its wicker cage.
We have reports from Miller's Grove in New Jersey. At approximately 6 a.m. this morning, local time, an object that astronomers
the
have
War of the
been tracking
Worlds
from Mars has landed
broadcast.
in Mr. Orson's cow field.
Just in time, Gia. The world's ending. Just serve yourself. It's all on the house. I'm just gonna go lie down.
Oh, stop that. It most certainly is not. We would have known from proper sources, not this. It's some big juvenile prank, that's all.
What's going on?
Shh. Thomas, Alistair, all of you.
We can see it now. A shape coming out of the crater. What's that? It's carrying a small mirror. A jet of fire just sprung from the mirror. Dear God! It struck the approaching men, turning them into flame!
The wave of static amplifies the last words from the voice on the radio. Even Alistair starts to look concerned while hiding behind one of his books.
I assure you there are no such things as Martians. If there were, I know a handful of organizations that would have found proof.
Come on, Professor. There could be life. Schiaparelli's canals on Mars may have been disproven, but there's water in the polar caps and an atmosphere.
What's going on, Cress?
The broadcast started a little while ago.
Dr. Verne.
An astronomer named Dr. Verne had been observing strange things coming from Mars.
And this guy is a legitimate astronomer?
He most certainly is not.
I haven't heard of him or read any of his work, but free home archives aren't always the most up-to-date.
I see Thomas's feet sticking out from behind the bar. He believes it. Or he could just be going along with the joke. Mars can't really be attacking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just received word from General Hammond. He is pulling back his forces. Wires from San Francisco, London, Cairo, and Jakarta. The Martians have begun a planet-wide...
I have to make a few calls. Thomas, do you have a phone? No, don't get up. I'll find it.
Quiet, all of you. I need to listen.
For those of you at home, please, we are receiving word that we may soon have to go off the air. It's New York. New York is under attack in what survivors say is a fireball that fills the sky.
Ah, see? Just one of those radio stories. They play all the time down on the docks to pass the time.
Good. I'm glad that's settled. There are no such things as Martians. You can come out, Thomas. If New York was under attack, we'd know about it.
Thomas begins to rise from behind the bar when a small island tremor, something felt at least a dozen times a day, sends him back down. You really think there could be life on Mars, Cress?
Who are we, David Bowie?
Millions of stars. And we're the only planet with something. I don't buy it. We got 2 planets in our solar system alone that could support life. Also, it can't just be us.
And where are these others? These aliens flying around in their saucers and ships?
We have with us a Dr. Carter who has investigated the wreck. Doctor, please tell us what you have concluded about the smooth surface of the object. Are you sure it traveled from Mars?
Cress stays silent, listening to the broadcast and tuning Gardner out entirely. I find a seat and lean in, throwing Gardner a slight grin and an eye roll. Come off it, Professor. How long did it take for us to fly this high? How long before we're flying around the galaxy in our own ships?
All right, you have me there. Who knows? Perhaps we will all be living on Mars with some strange alien neighbor before too long.
That doesn't seem too far-fetched. We're neighbors already, and I don't find you too strange. Even Gardner gives a faint smile as snorts and chortles pop up around the root cellar, like spring flowers in a thawing soil.
It was not by man's power that those great Martian machines fell, but by the work of humble and invisible attackers that God in his wisdom placed upon this green earth.
Everyone's morale increased except except Betty's.
Good day.
We've gotten to know one another pretty well, right?
Suppose so, miss. As those things go.
I think it's time you told me what happened. What's this big secret you're always carrying around like a sack of flour? It's weighing you down, Mr. Throg. A bolt of suspicion cuts through his clouded eyes. He looks at me hard, gauging me like I'm a troubling pink glaze on the horizon he ought to steer clear from.
Not a pretty story.
They never are. Throg's eyes narrow, and he seems to conclude it's better to tear the bandage off the wound and get it over with.
Ferry accident. Way back, mind. Before your time. My fault. Terrible. A lot of folks hurt.
That's awful.
City took my stripes. Ella May, she left. No work anymore, except down here, where people don't ask questions, usually.
I put a hand on his arm, and he flinches instinctively, like a wounded old hound. I keep my voice soft to show the old man my gratitude. For what it's worth, you're the best captain I ever sailed with. You make many trips over to Nation's Crusade?
Plenty of folk making the trip. Pilgrims, I suppose.
It's not all one way, is it? There must be people looking to leave.
What makes you say that?
The Axe is cracking down on all kinds of things. Life's hard out there. He looks at me as though I were a child, not with condescension, but with a wistful awe at the innocence of youth.
Hard everywhere, miss. That's life. Bye now.
Right, I'm trying to speak to other people in the hope that maybe Benny will interact and we can cheer him up.
Giovanna?
Yeah, maybe this one.
How are things going with Benny? I can't imagine you mentored many young boys in the doze.
On the rare occasion. I can't say I don't have a preference, but I see Benny fitting in quite nicely. Once he has a little more training. He's resourceful, independent, ambitious, but approaches everything with the tact of a hammer. He needs to learn to hold a scalpel. Oh, and we'll need to work on his poker face. It's cute, but too easy to fluster.
I heard Dreamlands had its share of skirmishes with Nation's Crusade in the past. What's your take on them?
Oh, darling. We could spend an evening on it, and it would barely scratch the surface.
Humor me.
Well, if you insist. They are moralizing, teetotaling dullards. And the missionaries are always so tedious to deal with.
That bad, huh? I'll bet if I asked a nation's crusader, they'd give a similar assessment about you folk.
I have no doubt. After all, Dreamland is built on vice. Everything your heart desires is available to buy or sell, and moral judgment is so tacky. Needless to say, they detest us. Take care.
Miss?
From what I've heard, Dreamland and Nation's Crusade aren't usually friendly neighbors.
You've got that right. Rivalry's been going on ever since they set up a mission on our doorstep.
Doesn't sound like you got much rancor for them, though. Lucas shrugs, a giant unbothered by a passing fly.
They look after people, not just the ones with the deepest pockets. I respect them for that. Doesn't mean I'm ready to pack my bag. Dreamland's got its share of problems. Trading them for someone else's won't make me happier. And unlike Nation's Crusade, Dreamland doesn't judge a man for having a night out. Take care.
Alright, I'm going to pop over to the lighthouse as well. I want to see if I can cheer Benny up before we go out with him again. I guess he doesn't have anything different to say here, but I'll try speaking to Apollo and Sam.
Make it snappy, would you?
Got any fun Hollywood gossip for me?
Oh, really? I thought you were above that sort of thing, Gia.
I don't know where I went wrong to give you that impression.
Trust me, darling. You're better off not knowing those sordid tales.
Fine, then. Tell me about your movies, at least. What was it like making Sunset Parade?
Like that one, did you? Well, here's something even the tabloids won't tell you. My lovely co-star, Dora.
Theodora Fife, you mean?
Naturally. Sweet girl. Very talented. Curses like a drunken pirate. We could hardly get through a scene without her showering us in expletives at least once.
What? But she seems so...
Mm-hmm. Exactly, darling.
So is this the first civilian revolt you've set in motion?
Come to think of it, yes, I believe it is. Do I sense an impending reprimand?
No. I'm just as responsible for it as you are. I'm fine with making reckless calls when it's just my own neck on the line. This is... different.
Damn right it is. But let's not be uncharitable, Perhaps a better word than reckless might be... bold.
Try pitching that to a mother who's just lost her kids because of a civil war we started.
Look, this outfit has to come together. I have to make it more than just a rabble of ragtag groups, and Annie's a clear target. We're giving them a symbol, Gia. An alternative. Something better to look toward.
Yeah, but how do we know things will get better?
Anything's better than this, darling. You already know that. Till next time.
Hello, Gia.
You seem pretty familiar with Nation's Crusade. Deal with them a lot with the Undercity League?
We try to maintain civil relations with all baronies when possible. It puts more tools in our belts for when needed, such as relocating our friends from the tomb, or finding somewhere for Cressa.
You really trusted Nation's Crusade with her that much?
Cressa needed somewhere she could recover safely. Many baronies are not kind to us, even when we've paid off our contracts. I knew Nation's Crusade would see her as a human in need of kindness.
No wonder you two are willing to stick up for Annie.
She was kind to Cressa, yes. And she is one of the most reasonable barons I'd ever worked with. However, it's been some years since she became baron. I'm afraid it's enabled her worst impulses.
Wouldn't be the first person to lose her head over authority. I doubt it's a coincidence that almost every baron we've run into is a power-hungry maniac. And Annie's got a whole flock cheering her on.
Even so, I want to believe she and Nation's Crusade can be better.
You don't seem nearly as eager as Hollywood to start a revolt. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were planning a funeral.
Apollo is young. He's fought enough battles to get a taste for the thrill, but what we're doing is still war. It may be necessary, but it's not something I take pleasure in.
Spoken like this isn't the first war you've been a part of.
It's not. It was a very long time ago. I was not too dissimilar from Apollo. Young, angry, and driven to change the world now, unable to think of what cost we'd later pay. At that age, I felt I could do anything, even run away from my free home and contract.
You ran away without paying off your contract? What about the terriers?
My eyes hadn't completely changed. Myself and a few others thought if we left before then, we could start again somewhere else. Why should the Baron miss a few Aetherians?
I'm sure it's no surprise that the Baron's terriers found us eventually. They burnt down the new lives we built. After that, I had little choice but to return to the free home.
The terriers tore apart your new life and forced you back to the free home. What happened after that?
What many angry young people do. Dedicate themselves to revenge. I undermined the Baron at every turn. I broke every rule I could for our people. And when the Baron went to war, we aided his enemies.
It's the sort of tale that'd have Apollo salivating. The underdog Aether fighting back against oppression to save his home. But I know there's no happy ending. When the dust cleared, it didn't end up changing anything, right?
I'm afraid it did worse than that. The new Baron was crueler than the last. And when terriers were not enough to keep us in line, she would employ blacktails.
I feel ice wash down my spine. Blacktails might be high-living adventurers, but almost all of them cut their teeth on the battlefield. Barely trained Aetherians would barely put a dent in them. I'm sorry, Sam.
Thank you. I've had years to come to terms with it. I might not have changed the world then, but I've done what I could, in my own way. Though I would prefer it did not come to war, I'll still stand by you through whatever may come. See you!
Alright, well, we're going to take out a sad Benny. Which is unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Can't go back to the uppers anymore, that's weird. Sure. This next mission is sort of like a three thing. Just wondering if, because we did have a shop here at Annie's Walk. I'm wondering if like one of these three areas might like have either a garage or somewhere to buy vehicles. I'm guessing it could. It's a horse racing arena, but maybe they have cars. I mean, I don't know. We've a disused museum and shut down club, and I guess we'll be doing all three. Maybe we'll do the museum first, as it's like right here. I'm not sure. But we'll do that next time anyway. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, if you could hit that like button, that's always appreciated. Is there any comments as well? Let me know what you think about the game and characters, storylines we've seen so far. Always interested to get your feedback. And, you know, big thank you, big shout out as always to our channel members as well for supporting Boring Dad Gaming. Just very appreciated. And if anyone else is interested in checking those out and gaining earlier access to my videos, that would be awesome. Well, thanks very much. And I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.